Hmm. So you still have hope.
For an Isaac.
Still have a chance.
Oh,
You have a chance.
19.
so many years.
When my mother had me, they called me a change of life baby because my mother was so old when she had me.
Really?
Change of life baby.
Oh yeah? Well, Sarah was 90, and how old was Abraham?
100.
100. Okay, so you see, between Abram and Hagar, they had Ishmael and the Ishmaelites. And you know that he had 12 tribes too. 12 tribes of the Arabs. That's why I show you this. Meanwhile, Abram and Sarai had Isaac, and Isaac had two, Jacob and Esau. Esau, you know the story, had the Edomites, and Jacob had, well, not yet. Who did he marry? Yeah, both. Right, really. Who was the older one? Leah was the old. Leah was the ugly one. Remember, Laban? Yeah, the reason Isaac married her was she was all covered and he couldn't see. And then when he raised the veil, because Laban, you know Laban. Who is Laban? What is the relationship between Laban and Isaac?
Nephew.
No.
Distant cousin. Second cousin.
In-laws.
They were under Abraham, and then
Neat.
he was under Nahor.
No, because Bethuel was his first cousin, right? So Laban was his nephew. Was his nephew. And of course, he was married to. It was Laban who fooled Isaac. I'm sorry, Jacob. Sorry, it was Jacob. And between Jacob and Leah, but they also had sex, right? That's why we have Zilpah. And Rachel had Bilhah. So some suggested names: Zilpah and Bilhah. And between them, they had the Israelites, the 12 tribes, which I gave you separate. Remember? I gave you that outline. And meanwhile, we have Lot, a daughter. We have the two daughters, the Moabites and the Ammonites. Now, Adam and Eve. Let's go further back. Adam and Eve had two sons first, Cain and Abel. But Abel was killed by Cain. So he had no descendants. Meanwhile, Cain, how did he have descendants? How? With Eve. With his own mother. Yes. So Enoch is the son of Eve and Cain. And between them they had Lamech, Ada, and Zillah. And all the descendants of Cain were killed in the flood. Noah's great flood. So we all came from whom? We all came from Seth. We all came from Seth, our common ancestor. He names his son himself, Enosh. So all humanity came from Seth.
Wait, Mika. So Seth?
He's the third son of Adam and Eve.
Yeah. So Eve and Seth also had relation.
Oh, yes.
So that's the mother, Eve?
Yeah.
Yes.
On both person. Just think about it.
Until Enoch had daughters. But Enoch had daughters, so it's too much to put here. That's why I stopped. It's too scandalous to put. That's why I stopped there. Okay? Okay, class notes. Come follow me. Did you hear Mass yesterday? Not the afternoon, no. The real, I mean not the real. The Sunday morning Mass. No, it was real too, but I mean the regular Sunday Mass.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Come follow me is what you have to remember. Mark chapter 1. What is the lesson here?
Fishers of men.
Okay, become fishers of men. What is the more relevant teaching here that we need to draw from this gospel?
That we can leave everything behind and follow. Regardless of what you have behind.
You want to speak? Oh, you just wave, you know.
She was saying already.
The copy.
Say it. Copy paste.
Copy and paste.
Okay? Come follow me. The best scenario I could think here is Matthew. Remember Matthew? You know, it's quite, well, all of them are quite dramatic. Because with Matthew, he was at his office desk. And he probably has his money there. He probably has his lunch there. He probably, and his position is there. The keys, the important keys that he had, the safe was there. And tons of money there. And what did he do? Come follow me. He stood up and followed him and simply forgot about everything he had in the office. Can you do that? Let's say tomorrow I call Margie. I'm at Karamas, I'm busy. Margie, come follow me. You think she will follow me?
I need to ask Boyet. Papa.
You see? You see how dramatic it was? Now, let's go to St. Peter and Andrew. Andrew and Peter were brothers. They were brothers. And what? They were actually fishing. Keep in mind that's their livelihood. That's their livelihood. And we all have our livelihood now, right? If your livelihood is you run apartments, you have complexes along Belleville Avenue. These are your apartment complexes. Come follow me. Would you leave all those?
Go
See?
where? Atlantic?
I tell you. But that's what Jesus wanted. But what does it mean, physically leave? What does it mean? Do we abandon? This is related again to the Hebrew language. Who knows the Hebrew language? You know Hebrew language, right? No, you don't? Thank you for being truthful. You don't have your yarmulke today, huh? Okay. Let me tell you, if you really study Hebrew, they have no comparative tense or superlative tense we do in English. Even in Filipino, we have that. Cebuano, I'm not sure. Do you have comparative tense? And superlative tense? In Bisaya? You do? Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know. So if you have comparative in Hebrew, they don't have that. So in Hebrew, let's say I want